Do you remember this? In 2022, the Vegas Golden Knights tried to trade forward Evgenii Dadonov to the Anaheim Ducks in a package for Ryan Kesler and a bunch of other things, but the trade didn't go through. It was rejected by the NHL. This is because forward Evgenii Dadonov at the time had a no-trade clause on his contract, that in which the Vegas Golden Knights did not know about. The reason this was a big deal was because Vegas would have been sending away Dadonov for Ryan Kesler to get more cap space. Kesler, of course, was LTIR'd. This would have been Vegas using the salary cap shenanigans to their advantage once again, but the trade didn't go through. Now, at the time, we all thought, wait a minute, the Vegas Golden Knights didn't know that Dadonov had a no-trade clause that didn't include the Anaheim Ducks on his trade list, so the Vegas Golden Knights, they ended up screwing up big time here. This is literally the video we made a year ago talking about that entire thing, but today we finally get the results as to who's getting punished for this entire situation. The Ottawa Senators. Take a look at this. Bruce Garriock tweets out, the NHL announced the Sens will forfeit a first-round pick for their role in the July 2021 trade of Dadonov from the Senators to the Golden Knights and the subsequent invalidated March 2022 Dadonov trade between the Knights and the Anaheim Ducks. The Senators can choose to lose their first-round pick in 2024, 2025, or 2026. Now, you might be wondering, what the hell do the Ottawa Senators have to do with this? They traded Dadonov to the Golden Knights back in 2021. The Golden Knights tried to trade Dadonov away in 2022. How did the Sens get punished for this entire situation? Well, to help us out, we're going over on a daily face-off. NHL slaps Ottawa Senators with forfeiture of future first-round pick for the botched Dadonov trade, written by Frank Saravelli from earlier today. The reason this went down the way it did is because, take a look at this paragraph, the NHL announced the Sens must forfeit a future first-round pick over the next 3 years for their role in the botched deal because they did not originally supply Evgenii Dadonov's no-trade list to the Golden Knights upon his arrival in 2021. The Sens will be allowed to select which one of their first-round picks is going to be forfeited, and the decision must be made within 24 hours of the culmination of the draft lottery. The NHL declined to comment further than the league's brief statement, which could be found over here. Go over to the media.nhl.com thing. The NHL announced today that the Vegas Golden Knights, or not the Vegas Golden Knights, excuse me. Let's zoom out a little bit here. How's that going to fit on the screen? There you go. NHL announced today that the Sens will forfeit a first-round draft pick for their role in the 2021 trade of Dadonov from the Sens to the Golden Knights and the subsequent invalidated 2022 trade between the Golden Knights and the Ducks. And yeah, there's nothing really else that it's talking about here. It's a very simple statement. And then you had the Golden Knights themselves going out there and saying that we appreciate the league's due diligence on this matter and respect the decision. The club will have no further comment. Now, the interesting thing about this is, and you saw the tweet earlier, Bruce Garriock says that the Sens have a news conference today at 3:15 p.m. That's about an hour from now, and we can very well speculate what exactly is going to happen here. Pierre Dorion does not look like his time is going to be continuing in Ottawa any longer, but of course, we gotta wait an hour before that actually manifests itself. But for now, it's really interesting to see how this entire process went down, because this was literally from a year ago. I mean, the drama of the Vegas Golden Knights screwing up, that was a really big deal. We made a bunch of videos about that, but to inevitably learn that the reason the Golden Knights screwed up is because Ottawa did not give Vegas Dadonov's no-trade list at the time, that's even more Bush League. Like, how is this stuff not, like, just regularly available for NHL teams that have players on their own roster? Like, should they not have been able to ask Dadonov, hey, we didn't get your trade list. Like, Ottawa didn't give it to us. And instead have to just not do this entire botched trade thing with the Anaheim Ducks? I mean, take a look at where Dadonov has gone since then. He had 43 points in 78 games played with Vegas that season. They tried to trade him away. He got sent over to Montreal instead. Was okay with the Habs, 18 points, 50 games played, not the best in the world. Was really good with Dallas, though. 15 points, 23 games played in that regular season and then 10 points in 16 games in the postseason that year. Yeah, he was good with Dallas, not so great with Montreal. Now he's in Dallas once more. He's signed on over there till the end of 24-25, making $2.25 million. Honestly, if you do the point production pace here, 15 points in 23 games played, that's a really strong point production number for a guy making 2.5 something mil. I mean, this year he's at 3 points in 7 games on pace for 35, which is a little bit more appropriate for a guy making this amount of money, but at the end of the day, Evgenii Dadonov has really found his calling with the Dallas Stars, and that is not surprising considering that he was a very talented player just a few years ago with the Florida Panthers. But either way, this entire ordeal has given ourselves even more fodder and food for thought because the Ottawa Senators are now going to get the penalty for not giving that no-trade list to Vegas all those years ago. There is an entire analysis done on this Daily Faceoff article. It's a really good read. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go ahead and see more of this yourself, but it does talk about the trade from last year, where Vegas agreed to send Dadonov and a conditional second-round pick to the Ducks in exchange for John Moore and injured forward Ryan Kesler, who is essentially retired. The deal was for salary cap purposes. The deal was completed pending train call when sources say Dadonov's agent balked and mentioned that Anaheim was one of the teams on Dadonov's negotiated 10-team no-trade list. One issue, the Golden Knights were unaware the clause existed and had no record of receiving a list. Dadonov stood his ground, as is his right, and the trade was invalidated, and since it was past the 3 o'clock deadline, the Golden Knights were stuck with an unenviable cap situation and some embarrassment to wear. And then the explanation goes that the Sens were the reason that this entire thing went down is because they did not send over the trade list. Look at this sentence here. Upon completing the initial trade in 2021, as sources say is customary on the call, there is record of the Golden Knights representative asking if the team needed to be aware of any no-trade clauses. They were told no, and the no list was passed along. Dadonov's agent provided proof that he had indeed submitted a previous no-trade list to Ottawa. When it's said like that, where the Golden Knights were straight up asking Ottawa back in 2021, hey, does this guy have trade protection? And the Sens were like, nope, he doesn't. Just take him anyway. And then they send him over. That is terrible, dude. Like, I don't know, maybe this entire Pierre Dorion inevitable firing thing doesn't have much to do with Dadonov. Maybe you could say, oh, it's because he built the team a certain way or because of all the other things that have gone on with the Sens. But at the end of the day, this is a very interesting timing of events. How now we know that this entire thing was so skewed because of the Sens and their presence in that trade in 2021 that now, Dorion, I mean, you've got about an hour left, buddy. We'll see what happens then. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the Ottawa Senators getting the penalty here? It is a first-round pick in 2024, 5, or 6 because they did not give the Vegas Golden Knights Evgenii Dadonov's no-trade list back in 2021, which led to a terrible botched trade the year later. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.